Hey, I'm going to be getting married here soon. Sorry for getting married before you, Brenda. Which is sad because I'm 5 years younger than you.
So you've decided to get married? Congratulations on that. I'm not really sure there's a need for you to be comparing myself to you, but it's great to hear that things have been going so well in your relationship.
You're 35 years old now, right? By this point, I'd say you're pretty much past your prime.
You don't have to say things like that. What do you think any of that accomplishes?
Well, I happen to still be 30 years old, and my wife is 27 years old. Isn't this crazy for you to hear right now?
Aiden, I'd be watching my mouth if I were you. I understand that you're so excited and happy to be getting married, but that does not give you permission to start bashing me like that, okay?
Bashing you? All I'm doing is saying the truth about you right now. I just think it's great that I'm going to be getting married to a woman that's even younger than myself. If you wanted to be in the same boat as she is when the wedding happens, then you're going to need to find yourself a man in his 40s soon.
Why are you mentioning that? My life has nothing to do with what you think, right? So, would you please stop it with all that jabbering on about my life?
I'm not jabbering on about anything. I'm just trying to make it obvious to you that I want you to try a little more is all. Is it not embarrassing to come in second place to me in everything?
What do you mean, Aiden? This is not some kind of competition, all right? I really want to know why you're going on and on about things like this.
Aren't you getting really worked up and afraid right now because your little brother's getting married before you? If I were in your shoes right now, I'd be freaking out. Being the oldest sibling, yet still not having a partner worth marrying yet, and considering you're a woman, isn't that embarrassing to you?
The only thing I'm worried about right now is that my little brother thinks the same way a man in the 1920s would have been thinking about things. We live in the 21st century now, and that kind of worry about marrying while one is young needs to stop.
What the heck? What are you trying to get at there?
If you don't understand what I'm saying, then maybe you need to put a little more thought into it. I don't want to talk with you anymore, okay? Just leave me alone and think about the things you've just said to me and why they'd all make me want to stop talking. Do you remember the last time you were acting out like this? You started to make fun of Dad and call him all sorts of names.
Is that when I made fun of him, always forgetting things, and asked him if he was already going crazy, or something like that? Was that really such a big deal to all of you? Because it wasn't. You all are just a bunch of tight asses.
I think we are all having to put up with a lot from you recently, because you've only become a lot worse when it comes to being kind.
What do you mean putting up with? I'm a very good son to both Mom and Dad, aren't I? I happen to be getting married early on. Very different from someone else in the family, right?
That's what I mean. I get that you're the kind of person to always think about yourself before anyone else and never think before you speak. But just remember that you should be thankful for all of us around you. If you start to forget that, then you'll be in for loads of trouble.
Brenda, when are you planning on coming here?
What? Planning on coming to what?
Huh? What do you mean by that? Don't tell me you've forgotten what day it is. You would never no-show on a day like today, right? So, when are you coming?
What would I have forgotten about, Aiden? What do you mean when I am coming? Where am I supposed to be going to right now? Was there something happening today that I need to be at?
Huh? You're lying, right? Are you being serious with me right now about that?
What is going on here? I literally have no idea what you keep going on about. Is this some kind of joke?
You're the one that seems to be joking right now. But I want you to stop that. You're going to piss me off if you keep that going, which would be a waste on a day like today.
No, seriously, Aiden. I have no clue what you keep talking about. Coming out of nowhere like that and sending me all these strange messages is not funny. You're just starting to annoy me is all.
Huh? So what you're telling me is that you really did forget about what today is? Are you freaking kidding me, Brenda?
I'm just asking you to explain to me what's going on here, for crying out loud.
If my family no-shows on the day of my wedding, I'm going to cut ties with all of you. Stop it with that stupid joke already, god dang it! You are about to make me go crazy with the way you're acting right now.
What? Today's your wedding?
Are you frickin' kidding me? There's no frickin' way. So you really did forget about today? Forgetting about your little brother's wedding like that?
No, hold on, just wait a second. What are you actually talking about right now?
The fact that I have as horrible of a person as you as my older sister makes me want to give up. No showing on the day of your only sibling's wedding? Like that is screwed up. If you don't get over here right now, then I'm going to cut ties with you and the whole family.
The date that's on your invitation is saying the wedding is tomorrow.
What?
You can get mad all you want for not staying level-headed and listening to me when I said I had no clue what you were going on about. But what I just said is a fact. I just took another look at the invitation, and just as I thought, it says your wedding is tomorrow. So your wedding should be tomorrow, right?
What are you going on about? You think an excuse like that is going to work on me? There's no way I'm the one who's mistaken here.
Come on now. Take a look for yourself, why don't you? Perhaps the invitation you sent me has the wrong date on it? I'm not sure who all else might have gotten a misprint like this, but if everyone got this same invitation as me, then nobody you invited is going to be coming to that wedding of yours today.
Hold on 2 seconds. I just had a look. You weren't kidding. The date on these invitations are all wrong.
So you finally had a look yourself? I'm sure you're standing there looking like an idiot right now, but I wasn't lying about any of that. Who the heck made all these invitations, Aiden?
I did. And I went and made dozens of copies of this to send to everyone I wanted here.
So, with that being said, everyone you invited thinks that your wedding is tomorrow.
This is not good! No way! You're telling me I didn't notice this error and sent everyone the invitation? Then that means none of the people I invited are going to show up today!
Well, that's what it seems like. Besides yourself, I don't think a single person is going to be showing up that you sent those invitations to. You should have taken a better look at your invitations and had your fiancé look at them as well before sending them all out.
If none of the people I invited come today, what's going to happen to the wedding? If there's nobody here to celebrate me, then this wedding will be like hell!
At that point, I wouldn't even call that a wedding. I'm not sure what's going to happen there, but you're the one that did this to yourself, right? Your fiancé, or wife, is it? Wasn't the one to send those out, right?
That's right! I was told to be the one to prepare and send them all out. So that's what I did!
When it comes to those invitations, the date and place are the two most important parts, so you should have double-checked that. Well, it's too late to tell you that now. Everyone's already received their invites.
I want to know what to do here.
You're going to have to tell your wife about all of this, right? That should be your first step. You have to let her know about what you've done. You can't just have the wedding and not tell her anything about what's happened.
That's a good point. I'll go and tell her about all of this right now. Letting things be would only make things worse later on. I have to go talk to her right now.
Good luck, Aiden.
Crap! She is really upset with me now. I would have been better off not telling her a thing!
Had you not told her, the reality of the situation you're in wouldn't have changed. I think it was a good choice letting her know sooner rather than later. And now this means you've taken responsibility for what you've done.
Right now she's blaming me for everything because I was the one that sent them out. If things stay this way, we won't be able to have the wedding because she's so upset with me. What am I going to do about all this?
Just a bit ago, you were getting all upset with me and saying you'd cut ties to me, right? And in the end, it was all your fault for this stuff happening.
You shouldn't. You don't have to add salt to my already fresh wound, okay? Right now, things are pretty tough for me, and I'm going to have to find a way out of this. Can you be a little more kind with your words right now? You're supposed to be my older sister!
Come on, you can complain about me all you want, but that's not going to help your current situation any, is it? You should have done a better job checking things over before sending those invitations, right? You had time to do all of that back when making the cards and then receiving them to send out yourself, right?
You don't have to tell me all of that now. I get it. But right now, I have no idea what to do, okay? Would you please start giving me some freaking advice instead of talking down about what I've done?
Well, when you start asking me to do things in that kind of bossy tone, I really don't want to do anything to help you.
I want to know what I should be doing right now, Brenda. If I don't act, then this wedding is going to go nowhere besides being canceled.
I don't care about that. How about for starters, you learn from all this?
Learn from this? What is there to learn right now?
Oh, please. You know what I'm talking about. Do you have no memory of the way you've always behaved toward me? About all those times you were so selfish around me and didn't give a crap about how what you were doing was affecting me. None of that rings a bell?
Behaved? I was being that mean towards you or something?
You picked on me for not being married yet. And you always acted like you were the best because of my situation.
I was just telling you the truth.
It's a very good thing to be as confident and happy about yourself as you've been. But when you start bringing others down to make yourself look even more attractive, then there's a major problem. You would also pick on my life choices and would even speak badly about Mom and Dad in front of them. Because you always behaved in that manner around us, I find this to be what you deserve. No matter how horrible of a situation you're in at the moment, I find it totally natural that nobody wants to come and help you.
Hold up. Are you really that mad at me right now? Was I really saying that bad of things about you and both Mom and Dad?
The fact that you can't even tell how rude you were being is awful. It's very terrifying, actually. If you're never going to understand that the way you've been acting is wrong, then nobody is ever going to come to your aid when you need them.
What? What is wrong with you, Brenda?
Another thing, Aiden. When you came over to Mom and Dad's house a little while back, you went and took some of their money, right?
Wait, took the money sounds a little bad. I just happened to not have enough money for myself, so I went and borrowed some from them. Why do you know about that to begin with?
You borrowed that money? Then what happened to you ever paying them back?
Well, that's the thing. I haven't gotten around to that part yet.
So then you probably shouldn't say you were borrowing it then yet. Do you even plan on giving them that money back?
I do, of course.
When?
I don't know when just yet.
Well, look at that. You don't care to get them that money back. If you cared to, then you would have given them a time frame so that they could hold you accountable. The fact that you are this troubled and always cause problems for the family is probably why you're getting what you deserved now, right?
I never meant to do anything wrong, though. I'm sorry, Brenda.
What? What are you feeling sorry about? I'm pretty sure you're only saying that to get me to be quiet about all the wrongs you've done to everyone around you, right? It's not going to work, so don't even tell me you're sorry again.
Hold on, though. I really didn't know that you've been this upset with me. I was just teasing you is all, and there was no greater meaning to it.
Even if that was all you meant to do, you still hurt me. You knew that too, because you were poking fun at me for things that one of your age shouldn't be doing. Since you act that way with me so much, I'm sure you act that way with people outside the family as well.
I seriously never noticed that any of what I was doing was bad, though. That's why I'm being honest when I say I'm sorry. I never meant to hurt you in any way, alright? I want you to understand that, okay? I really do feel sorry about all of that right now. From now on, I promise to think about how I talk with you before I speak.
Are you sure you're being serious enough about that? Is it okay for me to believe you then?
Please, believe me. I'll make sure that money I got from Mom and Dad is returned to them as well. I'll even go and apologize to Mom and Dad as well. I had used too much money on the wedding, and had nothing left to put towards bills and food. So I was just planning on borrowing some from them is all.
You stole the ability to retire from Dad, you know.
Well, I never meant to do that to him. But now that you've said all this, my eyes have been opened. From now on, I'll be more careful of what I do and say. and make sure to take responsibility for my actions. Once again, I'm sorry for never noticing any of this and hurting you.
If you've come to understand what I've told you, then that's good. I'm going to give you a call right now. Luckily, you were able to have a good wedding after all that.
Brenda, thank you so much for everything. This is all because of you and has nothing to do with me. The fact that you went ahead and called everyone in the family and let them know about the mistake I made, and you talking with the manager of the building and asking them to start the wedding a little later for me. We were able to wait for everyone to come here, and from there, we were able to have this wedding. I am so thankful for all of that.
You're welcome. And you'll be thanking me for all that for the rest of your life.
I really will.
After seeing my little brother begging me to help, I couldn't just sit there, even if you've been such a jackass to Mom, Dad, and I.
I wasn't really begging.
Well, when you were on the phone with me, you sure sounded like you were begging. Well, that doesn't matter now. Just don't forget anything I've said to you today, okay? If you begin to clean up your act, then I'm sure in no time good things will start to happen to you again.
I totally understand that now. From now on, I'll try harder to show you just how thankful I am for everything you've done today. Thank you again, Brenda. Wait, thank you for literally everything, Brenda.
If you're still able to apologize and thank me like that now, then that means you still have a chance of being all right. I'm actually a bit upset that things turned out this well for you in the end, but I think this is a good turning point for you. Now, you make sure to treat your wife kindly, okay? In the end, thanks to all that work I put in, the wedding was a success for my brother and his wife, albeit starting 2 hours after it was planned for. Because of all my effort, I would be thanked by both my brother and his wife for a very long time, showing that they still had not forgotten about what happened. I didn't know how things would end for Aiden, but the fact that he was able to have his eyes open to his actions and learn from them is wonderful. He even came around to paying my dad back for all the money he borrowed before. It seems that everyone is a whole lot more content with my brother now, and you could call this a happy ending for everyone involved. And because of that, I'm a whole lot more relieved than I was before my brother's wedding.
Lauren, did you actually drop out of high school? I'd love for that to be true, actually. But that has to be a joke, right?
A joke? Why would that be a joke to you?
Because! Are there actually still people around these days that have never finished high school? There's no one like that, right? Marcus ended up graduating high school and college, right?
And I'm sure that Marcus has explained everything to you before, but I'll tell you again. While I was in high school, my parents' company was having a bit of a struggle, and during that time, my mom ended up passing away, and things just got worse from there. And so to make sure that my younger brother could continue going to school and be taken care of, I left school and started working when I was 16. And so you could say that I am in fact a high school dropout.
What? Well, that story doesn't mean crap to me.
Well, if it doesn't mean anything to you, then why did you ask me about all of this? And actually, I'm pretty sure you've been told this story once before in person. Why are you asking for it again?
Because I graduated from a very high-level university. And because of that, I've been able to keep my family's company going. Huh. They wanted me to make sure that someone would take very good care of it after all. So they forced me to study hard and go get a great education. My ability to run a company is all thanks to my education. Huh. And because of that company, I am able to be where I am today. And so, when you think about how important someone's education is, that makes you the lowest of the low, right?
Huh? What the heck are you trying to say to me? I didn't think that I needed the same kind of education as you have to run a company. And I make that pretty obvious, right?
When an elite like me is able to take your brother who's expected to succeed just as much as me away from you, we are going to become the most happy couple on this planet. But in your case, you have nothing, right?
You're right, a lot of things happened with me.
You poor thing. But with your educational history, it's expected of you to have a tough life.
I don't really think it's the fault of my education that put me into a divorce, though. And I have no reason why I should tell you exactly what caused those things to happen either.
Well, that doesn't bother me. Because I now have the right to belittle you all I want. That's how things are going to work.
Well, if you think that because of you graduating from whatever nice university you graduated from makes you better than me, so be it.
I have no idea why you'd be so okay with that. Just know that when it comes to Marcus and I's wedding, a lowlife like you is not allowed in.
Do you not think that that's a little rude to ask from me?
Why would that be rude? It's my wedding after all, so I can ask whatever I want. And Marcus and I are both college graduates. Why would you think it's okay to have a high school dropout come to the wedding of two scholars?
Someone's education has nothing to do with your wedding, though. It should be more than enough for me to come to that wedding due to the fact that I'm Marcus's older sister.
Well, you can say whatever you want to about the wedding, but I'm not letting you come. If you'd really like to come to the wedding, then find a way to show that you're equal or better than me.
Equal or better? Why do you think this is some sort of competition?
Well, I'm just asking that if you want to be allowed in our amazing wedding, you'll have to prove that you're good enough.
Why do I have to do all of that when I just want to watch my little brother get married? Does it really matter if I'm better than you or not? Are you saying that something would happen to me if I did show up to that wedding without your permission? If so, I'd suggest you hold off on any of that, because as far as I'm aware, I haven't done anything to make you hate me.
That's not the problem here, Lauren. This all has to do with my pride.
Well, I'm not sure what you're so prideful of. Perhaps instead of having such a fragile pride that could be destroyed by me coming to the wedding, you just relax a little and enjoy your special day. Right now, I'm just going to assume that everything you've said thus far has all been some simple joke, right? I don't want to think of anything else of your attitude today, so I'll be going now.
I'm laughing my butt off right now. You really thought it'd be okay to come here even though you never made it through high school? You really have no self-respect, do you?
The day of the wedding. What are you on about? The only one that doesn't seem to have any self-respect is you. All I've done is show up to my brother's wedding today, but you started talking down to me and then took a bucket full of water and splashed it all over me and my dress. Is that what someone that cares a lot about her education does to others?
I told you all about this before, right? I said that anyone that comes here who isn't equal or better than me education-wise is not allowed in. So, get lost. But I guess it only makes sense that someone without a high school diploma would make the mistake of not understanding what I meant. You're so stupid that we could consider you on the same level as a dog.
I know that you had quite a blast tossing me out of your wedding and all, but do you know what'll happen if you do have me go home?
You should be asking yourself that. Do you know what's going to happen to you now?
What do you mean by that?
An idiot without any decent education is going to be cast away by Marcus and I. In other words, we're cutting ties with you. For good. Don't you feel bad for how sad your brother's going to be now because of this?
Go ahead and say what you will. I can already see that you don't feel a bit of regret for what you've done to me. And I know that nothing will ever stop you from belittling me.
It's your fault for not listening to my warning and still showing up to my wedding. Even thinking about the fact that a dog like you would come to an elite's wedding makes me sick to my stomach. Do you at least understand me a little better now that you've been covered head to toe in freezing cold water?
I'm going home.
And never show your face around us again.
I'll make sure of that. And I think there will never even be a chance you and I ever see each other again. No matter what happens to you from now on, I hope you get a taste of your own medicine.
Shut up. My own medicine? Get out of here and go home, you brainless joke.
You don't even have to tell me twice. Good luck with my brother.
I overheard some interesting and sort of weird things just a second ago. Do you happen to have a lot of money, Lauren?
And so what if I do?
I want to know why someone that never finished high school has ended up with a lot of money. My parents are looking all over for you right now, and I want to know why.
Well, of course they'd be looking for me. From both your parents' point of view, I'm one of their customer CEOs.
Wait, huh? CEO? I have no idea what you just said to me. Do you think you can come back here right away? I think you and I talking about this in person would be the quickest.
Right now? There's no reason for me to go back there right now.
Huh? Why not?
Have you forgotten everything you just did to me a little bit ago? I don't want to catch a cold just standing there all drenched, so I went back home. Seems that things are starting to catch up to you now, though, huh? But as you can see, I did as you said and went home.
But I'm saying that we weren't on the same page back then. I had assumed that you were just some moneyless high school dropout and that you'd be a waste at the wedding. Is that not the case?
I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but you were very wrong. I had started my own company and now I'm running 3 different businesses.
You're running 3 different companies.
I'm aware that I'm telling you all of this now, but I'm sure my brother explained everything to you about my companies a while back. And when you first met me, I told you again about what my occupation is. Why are you acting like this is only the first time hearing this of me?
I can't believe any of this. I never heard a thing about any of your companies.
Maybe that's because when you heard about my education, you decided to start treating me like an animal. And that includes not continuing to listen about who I actually was, right? You just got attached to the idea that I dropped out of high school and made sure to paint me as the idiot you thought I was. And ever since then, you acting all happy about picking on me has been rude as hell. And you didn't even try and hide the fact that you'd belittled me from Marcus. With all the ways you called me names and mistreated me. But isn't it just amazing? The parents of a girl that boasts about her education and her career are actually the ones getting money from me to work with them. You never thought that that could be the case, did you?
Uh-huh. My parents' company gets paid by you. They're paid by someone that hasn't even graduated high school?
But you said you're going to cut ties with me, so I plan on ending the work I do with them.
Huh?
I was assuming you would have been prepared for the fallout of all that you've done to me. So you should be ready for what'll happen next, right? So when you start to worry about what'll happen with your parents and everyone around you, it'll involve me and my company.
Hold on for just a minute, Lauren. Are you being serious about all of this? I never once thought that you'd have any relations with my family's company. And why would I ever guess that someone like you would be able to become a CEO when you don't have any education? Could this mean that you're committing fraud? You haven't gotten my family involved in any of your fraudulent business, right?
You can only get so far thinking that me as a dropout only means I can't do anything. I'm going to take you to court for defamation. Is that what you want to happen?
Take me to court. What are you talking about? Stop that right now.
Mandy, you just covered me in a bucket of freezing cold water, right? Did you forget all about that? You may think that it's okay to look down on others because they don't have as good of education as you. But do you not understand that there can be repercussions for that? It's one thing to get like this because of your education, but I think there's something rotten about your personality as well.
I don't want to hear all of this from some fraud.
I'm sure you don't want to accept all that's happening right now, but I want you to understand that you've just put yourself in between a rock and a hard place. Are you seriously not aware of how childish you've been acting? I don't even want to say childish, though, because even most children know better.
Wait a second. Does Marcus know about this?
Of course he does after all of this. Marcus ended up asking someone about why I was covered in water and sent home. And then when he was told his woman did it, he freaked out.
This is so messed up. Why would someone tell him it was me? I'll tell him I did it because you punched me first.
Huh?
always just make up a lie to get them all to side with me. They'd all trust me over you because I'm the bride today, right? So, how about you tell Marcus that you started all of this by punching me and that you're sorry, and I'll tell him the same.
You really think anybody's going to believe that?
What?
My brother just told me that he's taken your family and everyone with him to talk about this and canceling the wedding. And he's even got me on the phone right now talking about it.
They can't just decide to stop the wedding without me. That'll mess everything up. Lauren, hurry up and tell him what really happened and get him to come back to me.
That's not my problem to deal with, so no thank you. And above all, I have something far more important to talk about. I'm going to be stopping any payments made to your parents' company, and that's final. I already let them know about this and have told some of my employees to no longer work with your family's company.
Oh, crap. I didn't think that my parents would have to pay for this as well.
Seems your parents didn't even realize that I'm Marcus's older sister, but Marcus just told them today and now they're very aware. And that's why they now understand why you never happened to tell them about me.
This is really not good, and I'm starting to have a panic attack. Wait. What am I going to do? What should I do? Please, Lauren, help me.
Not after all the terrible things you've done to me. And I can't even come back there to help now because I'm not as educated as you are. So since things have all gone to plan for you, why are you so upset now?
None of this is going to plan. Not at all. This is a huge problem for me now, and I need you to come back.
The only problem with all of this is the problems you have with your head.
What's wrong with you?
It's better that you go and talk with Marcus about all this now. I have nothing else to say to you now, and I don't want to hear any more of this. Now, goodbye forever.
Wait, please, Lauren. You can't just leave me forever, you know? I'll apologize to you for making fun of your education. I'm so sorry. But just because I made a few comments about you and your past doesn't mean you have the right to go and destroy my wedding and everything, right? You need to start acting like an adult yourself. You get back here right now and make things right for me.
You really plan on acting as though nothing happened because of you and you can just wait for someone else to care for you?
Huh?
How about you calm down a bit and think this all through? You can't blame any about this on anyone else but yourself. This is what you've been asking for a long time, right? You're the one that made me feel bad for myself and then covered me in a bucket of ice-cold water, right? After all that and the results that you got, you still plan on blaming me? Do you need to go get some exams done in your head or something?
I have nothing wrong with my head, though. I will apologize for spilling all that water on you as well. So, now that I'm apologizing for so much, don't you think you can forgive me?
This isn't about me forgiving you or not. I'm done here now. The rest of this you can handle with Marcus and everyone else. I'm going to be disappearing from your life from now on. And so that means I'd like for you to disappear from my life now as well, okay? Sucks having your wedding canceled due to all this, doesn't it? Well, I should say that your marriage in general is over with. After that, the whole wedding was indeed canceled. All of Mandy's family ended up finding out about her horrible attitude. And then right as Mandy was on the verge of getting back to work within her family's company, they told her to leave. And just like the wedding, the marriage was canceled as well. And just like that, Mandy was left jobless and unwed. Even with the amazing education that she has, she can't seem to find anywhere to rest easy. Right now, she's trying her best to find new work and all, but because of the tank revolving around her recent past, most companies won't even let her get an interview. I'm sure that she's going to become well aware of what happens when you look down on someone because of their education eventually. But it's already a bit too late now. I guess her only hope now is to move far away past all of those that know her and start a new life with a much better view on people besides just their judging over how much they've studied.
Hello, Meredith dear. How are you doing?
Wait, who is this?
It's me, Stella.
Wait, Stella? As in Stella Townsend?
That's right! Did you forget that we exchanged contact information not too long ago?
Did we really?
You told me what social media you use over the lunch break, and you even showed me your QR code so we could follow each other.
Ah, things are coming back to me now. I'm sorry, Miss Townsend. Is something the matter?
Not a day goes by without me thinking how much of a kind person you are, Meredith dear. It's truly admiring.
Oh, is it really? Why, thank you, Miss Townsend. You just made my day.
You teach me. Quite the older woman already, that works so compassionately and considerately, and you're so friendly to me. I just felt like I should thank you. You're really helping me out with everything, dear, and I really appreciate it.
Am I really? I'm so glad to hear that. But rest assured, it's my job to teach temporary staff how we do our work, and I'm only doing what I do every day, Miss Townsend. But thank you for the kind sentiment.
Are we together during our shift tomorrow?
Oh, no, Miss Townsend. We're full-time employees, so we don't work during our shifts, you see. But if you mean, would we see each other at work tomorrow during the day, I suppose we will.
Oh, this is unfortunate. I have my work during the evening. Such a shame. I was so looking forward to speaking to you tomorrow. Too bad. Stella Townsend's sad.
I'm sure we'll have plenty of opportunities, Miss Townsend.
I hope our lunch breaks coincide at least.
So do I. It depends on how busy we are during the day, and they can't let everyone off at once. It all comes down to timing, I suppose.
Oh, and I have something important to discuss with you too.
Oh? Is something the matter? Did you want a specific time for a shift?
No, not at all. This is about something far more important than that load of nonsense.
What? What's the matter, Miss Townsend? Are you all right?
That's exactly it. I might not be all right. That's why I wanted to speak to you tomorrow at work.
Is that so? I mean, if you're okay with it, we can talk about it here in DMs right now.
You have an older brother, don't you, dear?
What? I mean, I do have an older brother, but where did you find out about that?
Some other part-timer mentioned it, you see. I see your family lives quite the decent living, I have to say.
Oh, that's not true at all, Miss Townsend. We're only an ordinary family living ordinary lives, and even I moved out of my parents' home after I married my husband.
But I hear your brother is a medical practitioner. Is that true?
Wow, you really did your research, didn't you? You only joined last month, but you seem to have more information than most other employees already.
I make it my business to quickly accumulate lots of information that matters.
Is that so?
And? Is it true that your brother's a medical practitioner?
Yes, it is. More specifically, he started his practice only last month, so he still has a way to go to grow and flourish. My family's apparently going all out to help him, so much so that they'll even be busy during New Year's.
I see. How old is he?
Well, let's see. He's 5 years older than me, so that would make him 37 years old.
Is he really? Such an amazing feat at so young an age.
He took his time, and he prepared well for what he's become now, and he's very kind and respectable brother to have, Miss Townsend.
Oh, how nice. You must be so proud of him, Meredith, dear.
I am. I truly am.
I also hear he isn't married yet. Is this also true?
No, he isn't yet.
I do think that he and I could make it work, considering we aren't so far apart in age. What do you think?
Excuse me?
I'd like to get to know him, you see. Think we can get some proper introductions?
Introductions to do what, Miss Townsend?
Why, introductions to each other, Meredith, dear. Like I said, I'd like to get to know him. when would be a good time for him? I'm basically free every day, so I'll just make my schedule according to what your brother prefers.
I'm sorry, I must say I'm having trouble understanding this. Could you please slow down and start at the beginning?
I do think that the stress of being a busy medical practitioner can take a toll on someone.
I suppose so. But how does that have anything to do with you, Miss Townsend?
I think I'm just the right woman to help people feel relaxed and healed. Wouldn't you agree?
Huh?
In terms of looks, in personality, I've been told by multiple people that I'm a bit of a goofball. I believe that for a serious intellectual, like a doctor in practice, a woman like me, a little bit silly but also very caring and attractive, is what's best for a partner.
I'm sorry, Miss Townsend, but I must refrain from talking about personal matters.
What do you mean? This will only be between us, Meredith, dear. You can at least introduce us now, can't you? Or would you rather not because you're having a brotherly complex?
Excuse me?
You know, like you don't want anyone to steal your brother away from you. That is what you have, isn't it? Oh, you're so cute, Miss Meredith. Oh.
It's not that I have that, not at all. It's just that a brother's a brother, you see. And it really hasn't been very long since I first met you, Miss Townsend. And I can't do a responsible thing like introducing you to my brother without knowing much about you. You understand.
My. You're a stubborn lass. You sure have some old-fashioned thinking inside that young head of yours. It's worth noting that people really can't determine my real age because they tell me I look so young. Even for my clothes, I do research, and I sift through lots of magazines for younger people nowadays. And I must say, it's worked wonders.
I do admit you have the most exquisite sense of casual fashion.
I know, right? I say I'm the perfect woman for your brother, so I ask again. Could you please introduce me to him?
Sadly, I must inform you that it's been decided that he will marry someone through matchmaking.
What? What's with the old school here? I must say that true love will never result from a matchmaking marriage. You of all people must know that, right?
He's been pretty busy for such a long time, enough so that he never really had the proper time to meet anyone. We believe matchmaking will help him well in his situation.
And how old is this woman?
If I remember correctly, she's in her late 20s. I think she just came out of a medical graduate school with pretty good academic record.
And what would such a young woman know about anything? A woman acquires more and more taste the older she gets, you know.
Aren't you 42 in reality, Miss Townsend?
Just by looking at me, you'd assume I was 24, right? That's what lots of people tell me. I may look young on the outside, but on the inside, I am a fully grown woman with a lot of experience in life already. I really think that it's better for him if you introduce me to him instead of wasting him on matchmaking. I highly recommend myself.
But even so, they've already had a look at each other's personal statements and they seem to approve of each other. So I must say changing this last second will be difficult.
A personal statement? What's that?
It's like a self-introduction paper, often used in matchmaking.
But that's a resume. I'll bring my own tomorrow, so could you please give it to him? For your sake too, Meredith, dear. It's best if you start establishing good relations with your future sister now, isn't it?
I'm sorry? No, it's not a resume in the slightest. And forgive me for being so straightforward here, but I don't believe you'll ever become my sister.
Eh? Now that's what I call a rude outburst, right there. You're just scared that I'm going to rip your brother from you. Put yourself in his shoes. There is no way he's going to choose a woman whose only asset is that she's young.
I think he will, Miss Townsend. He was really into her when he read her personal statement. And also, not only is she indeed young, but she's also a colleague, fellow student from his days in medical school. She studied the same area in the same domain as he did, and he's quite interested in establishing a nice intellectual relationship, as well as a romantic one.
Is that so? But surely he's not going to go through with the marriage.
I think he will, honestly. I do think they're right for each other myself.
There's absolutely no way. If your brother chooses such a woman over someone like me, I have to say that is a real turn-off.
Excuse me? What do you mean by that?
She's 10 whole years younger than him, you know? No amount of study should keep a person from thinking rationally about this. Let's just take a moment here. She is far too young for him. He may not be very experienced with women, but it's worth telling him that there are so many more fish in the sea, right? Fish like me.
Could you, stop this right now?
Huh? What did I do? Oh, I see. You're just jealous of me, aren't you? You just can't stand the truth that you can never become the wife of a medical practitioner, one of the most respected and highest paying jobs there is, can you?
I'm starting to get a little tired. I think we should call it a day here, Townsend.
Huh?
I'm telling you to stop this nonsense right now. Could you not come into my social media to talk about personal matters? It's never my business to discuss such matters with mere colleagues at work. If you have anything more to discuss, please contact headquarters.
What's with that language? Told your future sister, no less.
You'll never be my sister, Townsend. You're annoying me. You do realize I'm your boss at the moment, right? I don't believe this is appropriate behavior, do you?
I do understand you're my boss, Meredith dear, but you are so much younger than me.
And what the hell is wrong with that? And the way you call me dear all the time? I've had it. I'm putting an end to this. You probably wanted to get my contact information because you wanted a way to get to my brother. But in my eyes, it will always be a big no from me. Should you ever for my blessing to even meet him, I'm not going to introduce you to him, Townsend.
But why?
First of all, I must advise you to stop dressing like a teenager when in fact you're 42 years old. If you're gonna buy a bunch of cheap young folk clothes, I suggest you get those white hairs of yours properly dyed at a nice salon. Wouldn't you agree?
How rude! I'm telling you that I am beautiful just the way I am.
I do think that depends on the person, Townsend. In any case, I must warn you that if you don't make some changes to your behavior in the workplace, you will face the consequences. You can start by using polite language towards your superiors. At this rate, I don't believe your contract with your displacement agency will be renewed or extended. And a non-married woman without a job in her 40s is not exactly anyone's vision of a nice life now, is it? Good luck to you, Townsend. Miss Townsend showed up at work the next day to complain about Meredith's attitude in DMs the day before. But Meredith dealt with her in cold strictness, and perhaps that made Townsend's blood boil because she started shouting loudly and caused a great calamity inside the call center. Her dispatch employee contract with the company was terminated right there and then. Miss Meredith, along with a few other superiors, filed a complaint to the agency who dispatched Townsend to their enterprise and asked for proper punishment. As a result, her resignation status with the agency was deleted. And lo and behold, she really did become a jobless woman without a husband. She'd registered in other dispatch agencies since then, but all of them were denied a renewal. Seems like her situation with work will only get more difficult as time goes by, unless she makes some changes. Chelsea, I heard from the rest of the family that you got married. I knew you had someone you'd been dating for a while now, but if you plan to get married, you have to tell me. It's amazing to hear that the family is growing larger. Also, there are a lot of things that need to get prepared now. We need to start thinking about the wedding and what kind of decorations you'll want there. I won't try to get in your way when planning it all out, but I'd still like to be around to help you a little. Huh? But I did tell you about getting married. Maybe this is because you always forget about me that you never remembered? Even if I happen to be forgetful at times, I never forget about my own daughter getting married. Anyway, if you're going to have a wedding, can you please tell me the date you'd like to have it on? I want to meet his parents, and I want to be around to help with the wedding. Actually, I haven't even met him yet, so it'd be nice if you could set up a day for the three of us to go out and chat. Don't tell me you plan to be around me for this, right? Huh? You already know that I'll be there. No parent would ever want to stay away from their kid while they're having a wedding. Why would you say something like that? Listen to yourself. Huh? Wait a second, Chelsea. Is there something going on between us that I should be worried about? I know I can be a bit too much for you at times, but we haven't talked that much recently, so there shouldn't be anything about me that's upsetting you. Chelsea, can you please reply to me? Chelsea? Chelsea, I'm asking you to please respond to me. This is all really important for us, right? I only just learned that you have a man now, and I'd like a bit more information on what'll happen from here. Shut up already! You're always being so rude to me. I stopped talking because you crossed the line with me again, and I don't have any more patience for you. I'd like it if you just read the atmosphere already. Uh-huh. For the time being, I think the date of the wedding is bound to change. So when we have a certain date, I'll let you know. Well, I guess that's okay, but... and as far as you meeting with the parents before the wedding, they don't seem to want to. So you will not be meeting his parents and family before the wedding. They already told me things are tough as it is with their lives, and that they'll see you someday. And you're telling me that they don't want to meet with me before the wedding? But that's like one of the most important things that needs to happen before your big day. Don't you want to know how I'll get along with them? That's all right. My husband is a pretty busy man after all. There's no time to waste watching you make a fool out of me in front of them. Make a fool out of you? Wait. He's so busy that he can't even let me come and meet him or his family? What kind of man is he? I want to at least know who he is, Chelsea. He's going to be family in the end, so I want to know about him so things don't stay distant. You really want to know about him, huh? He's the son of a very powerful family that has a very famous company. He's one of the elite. He's got a lot of money, so does everyone else. They all live in a huge mansion deep in the woods, and the only way you can actually go into their estate is if you know them personally. Well, that's great to hear. He's 1 in a million then. I'm so proud that you finally found someone and he ended up being that outstanding. That's exactly right. And I'll become part of a family of very distinguished people. I'll be in a world far different than the one my moneyless mom lives in. So don't be trying to contact me too much, okay? Huh? You have heard of the company Marina Group, right, Mom? Well, my husband is going to be the CEO of that company. Dad is the CEO there now, but one day when he steps down, he'll give the position to his son, and then I'll be right next to him. So there's no way I want him knowing about my janitor mom whatsoever. Marina Group is the company that specializes in all sorts of businesses, right? Things like technology and medicine? I see. A son of the Marina Group. But if he happens to be affiliated closely with the Marina Group, then he should be just fine meeting someone like me. I already know plenty of people there now, so we could get along really well. And at this point, he's already been married, so he shouldn't mind seeing his mother-in-law. Ask him if he can make a little time to come out and see me. Huh? Why would you know about anything to do with him when you're a simple janitor? Well, the reason for that is that I'm a janitor working for the Marina Group within their main headquarters. Huh? They have a lot of guests that come to the building, and so they made sure to keep a large group of us there to keep the place very clean. I may be based at the headquarters, but every so often I'll also be asked to go to some of the other regional offices. And since I have been cleaning the meeting rooms a lot of the time, I meet all sorts of execs from all over the world that come to do business. Stop bullcrapping me. Huh? What are you talking about? I never heard a thing about you working there. Hurry up and quit that job now, you old hag. Unless you're lying to me, of course. Wait, Chelsea? What the hell has gotten into you? Just quit that dang job. He'll learn that you're a janitor if you continue to work there. That would be too embarrassing for me to even keep on living. So just tell them that you're leaving and find a new job. Maybe one that's a little bit less dirty and smelly.
I've been in the company for a while now, so leaving like this would be too much of a problem for them. I don't want to do that, especially after all this company has given to you and me.
I don't care. I just want you to quit. That job has given nothing to you, and it most certainly has not given anything beside a bad image to me. Now quit! If you don't, I'll cut ties with you forever, and you'll never get to see how your daughter turns out.
Calm down, Chelsea. I assure you that if you just listen to me and let me talk to your man and his family, everything will be just fine. Chelsea?
Mom, we've chosen a day for the wedding. I'll tell you the date in a little bit, but first, can you hand me my money for the wedding?
So you've decided on a date, huh? But I feel as though I should be giving you something more meaningful than just money, don't you think?
My friends said they'd be giving me presents, so it's fine. I just want you to bring me my money. And if not, I'll ask it for the moment you come to my wedding.
All right, then.
And one other thing. When are you going to quit your job for me? If your daughter is about to have a wedding with an elite man, then it's only right that you, as my mom, quit that dirty job. I can't believe you right now. If you quit that job, I promise to give you a little money once we're married, and you can live off of that until you find a better job.
But I have a life of my own to live, and this job is how I keep my life going. I plan to at least ask my boss if it would be okay for me to work in another office for the time being instead of the headquarters. That way your husband will never even know I work in the company and you won't have to be worried.
Huh? You are useless!
Chelsea.
And you've been that way forever. Ever since Dad died and you said you had to work for the two of us, you left me at home all by myself. Even though you also said you had to be there to be the one to raise me, you never were around to. I don't get it, Mom. How can you be so frickin' useless?
That's not true. I was there with you all the time to make sure that you grew up into a happy and loved woman. I just needed to work a lot so that we had money. So that you had money for when I sent you off to university.
Shut up! Don't try and fool me. You always came to my graduations or ceremonies in your dirty clothing, and it was a disgrace to our family. And since I plan to cut ties with you after the wedding, I thought the last thing you could attempt to do for me is hand me my money. But you're still trying to ruin things for me by working that job, and it's enough.
Don't say something so heartless as cutting ties with me, Chelsea. I'm sure there are times I left you feeling lonely, and you remember those moments very well. But I wanted to make sure you were still loved and raised well, and that's why I worked so hard for you. I love you, Chelsea.
Why have you showed up to my wedding without telling me? Don't mess around anymore. Do you really want to make me feel embarrassed today? You are absolutely useless, Mom. I told you to read the dang atmosphere, Mom.
Chelsea, why? Why have you been doing this to me?
Huh? Doing what to you?
Don't play stupid with me. I was thinking as a way of showing my love and support for you, I'd come and see the family and the man that you'd be marrying into. And the moment I came into that room, you punched me in the face. Then you called me a thief of your wedding. You hit me in the face with something in that room. And then to finish me off, you called one of the security guards in to carry me out of the wedding.
You're making things seem like they happened worse than they really did. Are you sure you're not just imagining things now? If you think things like that are bad for you, then maybe you should go see a doctor for yourself.
If that was all an illusion, then it was all very real. But I know right now that my face is covered in cuts and bruises and is swelling really badly. So I'm going to have to go to the hospital and have it all cared for.
Well, if you're going, then I don't need to worry about you. Ask them to take a look at your head and make sure there's even a brain in there.
The tests have finally all been done on me, and now I'm waiting on the results. They at least told me that nothing serious is broken. But because my skin is really torn up, they asked that I take things easy for a little while.
I see.
You see? Chelsea, this was all your fault in the first place.
Oh, shut the hell up. It's not like it really even matters at this point. I just wish you would have broken something in your head and then you could have stayed in the hospital forever.
Chelsea, why did you choose to punch me? I even made sure that to not cause you any embarrassment, I wore a really done-up dress. And I didn't even mean to go up to his parents yet to introduce myself. So why are you treating me so poorly? If I caused you that much pain in the past, I will forgive you, but you have to explain to me why you did this.
Well, look, I already told you why, right? My husband is the son of a very famous family and a large company. He himself has a wonderful future ahead of him, and his family is all full of elite people. They're already all aware that I'm just some plain girl that graduated from a mid-level university, but if they learn that my mom is some dirty janitor, that would be the end of this marriage.
The end of your marriage? I don't think they would do that to you, though.
Well, the elite don't want to be anywhere near the poor, Mom. And I had finally found my way out of being poor and dirty, so don't you dare get in my way now!
So that's the reason you've chosen to hate me. And yet you don't even understand what I do for a living.
Come on. All you are is a stupid janitor, right? In other words, you literally smell of garbage. Do you really think that there are any people that want you in their family? And so, I'm going to tell his family that both my parents are dead and have been for a long time.
Huh?
It's much better to just tell him that you're dead instead of saying something like you're a janitor or something. And yet you decided to come here without telling me. Did you really think I was going to invite a janitor to my wedding? So, for coming uninvited, it was only right of me to hit you in the face.
All you are to me now is a complete stranger, then.
Huh? Oh, well, that helps out a lot then.
You're right. I'll no longer be around you anymore, and you'll never have to think of me as your mom again.
I never thought of you as my mom, though. Having to call you Mom all this time was the biggest pain in the butt ever. But now I'll finally never have to worry about that pain again.
Marissa, do you have time at this moment to talk? This is Marina Group's Richard.
Oh, Mr. Richard, thank you so much. I had just finished asking if it would be okay for me to contact you today. But there's a problem, right?
When I heard that there was something private the two of us needed to talk about, I knew what was coming. I'm so sorry for what has happened.
Oh, I don't mind at the moment. I'm assuming that with the privacy that this conversation has, you may have some questions about the whole matter?
Well, yes. To start, I would like to tell you that was my son's wedding yesterday.
I had assumed that was so. Congratulations.
Thank you, but I was made aware that in one of the tables showing family members, your photo was there, which is odd considering that the bride stated that both her parents were dead during her speech. I didn't want to think that this could be true, but are you Kelsey's mother?
Yes, that's right. And my daughter told me that she didn't want a janitor mother at her wedding. I didn't even go into the main hall where the actual wedding would be held, yet she punched me in the face anyway.
She punched you?
Yes, and thankfully, due to me having to clean around your office, you were able to see the condition my face is in.
She hit you that badly, though? If it really is bothering you to be at work with those injuries, you are more than welcome to take some time off.
Thank you for being so considerate. But I have some things that are going on that are making it hard for me to take any time off. And taking time off may cause some trouble for you, Mr. Richard. But be aware that I'm going to sue Chelsea.
What? Wait. Are you being serious? She's your daughter, though, right?
And that's the reason why I have to sue her. Now that she has her wonderful husband to look after her, she's forgotten about everything I sacrificed to raise her when she was younger. But in my eyes, I've always been so proud that she was able to find herself a man.
Everyone knows that you've taken such good care of Kelsey. Even when you were so busy with supporting her through your work, you were able to get to her school events.
And that was because I had people here to help make that happen. But perhaps that didn't make me a good enough mother for her. Chelsea used to be such a kind little girl to me. There were times she'd even hand-bake me cakes for my birthday to celebrate. Yet, now she's at the point where she thinks it's okay to punch her own mother. I must have messed up somewhere along the way that turned her into this monster.
And as for myself, seeing that she had become such a good wife for my son, I can't believe she would do such a thing. When I had first met her after she started dating my son, she always told me that she wanted to be my daughter, and that's what made me fall for her.
Chelsea, she's really changed now, though. And because of what's happened to her, I cannot let her get away with it. It's because she used to be my sweet little girl that seeing her now as someone who's okay with violence has made me so upset. I cannot let her get away with that, Mr. Richard.
Marissa.
And on top of that, she now wishes for me to just disappear from her life. And so if she wants to think of me as nothing but a complete stranger, I'll do the same and forget that she was ever my daughter. I never wanted to have to think of her as someone beside my own blood, but because she's gone so far to show that she doesn't want me around anymore, I'll do as she wishes. Now Chelsea is nothing more than a complete stranger to me. Perhaps I should say she turned out just like me. After all, I was an awful mother to her.
I don't believe that you were. You gave your all to be the mother that she not only wanted, but needed, and that took a lot of sacrifice out of you. And so in this instant, what she had done to you was not something that can be forgiven. For the time being, I want you to rest and let your wounds heal. And so that you can have time off of work, I'll have someone in to cover for you, okay?
Oh, thank you so much, Mr. Richard.
Just call me Richard, Marissa.
Thank you, Richard.
Hey, you hag! What the hell is this? What does it mean I'm being sued? It says there was a victim's report sent in by you?
Well, what you're looking at is just that.
Don't mess with me, you! Just because you're upset with me doesn't mean you can try and fight me now.
Well, I'd like to know who this is. I don't happen to be friends with anyone who's willing to call me a hag like you have, so who are you?
Huh? What's with that? You're being too distant.
You and I are complete strangers, so I don't happen to know much about you. Hence, me acting distant. And within that victim's report that you have with you, there's a breakdown off all the healthcare that I needed to receive for my injuries. And because there were cameras all over the reception hall for your wedding, I have plenty of evidence.
Having to listen to a janitor tell me they're the victim of anything is gross. Hurry up and get rid of this crap.
I will not be doing that.
Well, if you like, I can pay you out of court. Unlike you, you useless hag, I happen to be quite the generous person. I have lots in savings, and so I don't mind handing you a little money to shut you up. So, tell me what you like.
You must have a lot of money then.
I'm a celebrity now, so my money is endless. And unlike me, your life cleaning up garbage must be painful every single day. You have no money to play with like me.
But unfortunately, I believe that your money isn't going to last much longer.
You are such a sore loser, and it's making me sad. Have you not realized what's happened to you yet? You witch! You started telling my husband all sorts of weird crap now. You're a freak. I'm going to sue you now.
If you want to try suing me, go right ahead. I just happened to tell your husband the whole truth surrounding us. I let him know that his wife is totally fine with punching her own family.
And that's what makes you a freak. You're trying to ruin my image. I am not some kind of monster that just likes to punch whoever I see.
But you punched me without any restraint, right?
And that's because you messed up by coming to my wedding without even being invited. You're a low-life janitor, and you came to that wedding to try and take the spotlight away from me, right? And so me punching you was to protect myself. I never just go around punching my family or anyone else.
But it turns out that your husband trusts me over you.
Huh?
Your husband really is a kind man, isn't he? When he heard that I was his mother-in-law, he was so happy and spoke to me like he was family. He even called me Mom, and that just warmed my heart. And when I saw his smile, I just didn't know how I could have ended up with such a caring son-in-law.
Well, you and I are just strangers now, so he's not your son-in-law.
That's right. But in only a little longer, you and him will also be nothing but strangers.
What are you talking about? That man loves the hell out of me. There's no way we'll ever get divorced from each other.
That's what you'd like to think, right? But when he sees the evidence of you punching me, like those recorded videos, and when he sees how you've always texted me, he might just lose all his love for you. You're going to show him? Our conversations are supposed to be between you and I. Oh, I've already told him, Chelsea. And all of this is evidence to you assaulting me. And just as I've told your husband, I've told the police about everything, and soon you'll be taken into their custody. I told him that he's totally fine to continue the process of divorcing you while all that happens. Your husband may be the kind of man to be generous and loving to everyone, but he can only spread that love so far when there's someone who has turned themselves into a monster. He doesn't even care that I'm a janitor. He's worried about the fact that he's married to a woman that chooses violence over anything else.
In this day and age, evidence can be faked. And you know that when choosing to trust his wife over some random old lady, he'd choose to trust me. And now I'm going to go around telling everyone that a crazy old hag has been making things up about me and that it's ruining my reputation.
And that will only work if people choose to believe you.
This is all your fault. It's your fault that he wants to divorce me now. You're a frickin' plague.
I can see that you're in a lot of trouble now, but what happened to the confidence you had before?
Shut the hell up, you hag. It's because of all the needless crap you brought up that my husband went and started looking deeper into me.
Right. He was able to see that in college you and other men would always get into problematic relationships with each other, huh? I heard all about it from your husband. He said that you always chose to be violent with other people back then. Which is crazy because I never even knew that you'd been beating up people back then when you were away at college.
But in those instances, I would give them some hush money and things would end there. So don't use all of that to ruin my image now.
The fact that I never once noticed that you've been causing all that trouble then really goes to show how bad of a mother I was. But now knowing that he's willing to divorce you over all of that, I'm happy.
Shut the actual frick up, you whore. You tried to take away my happiness. You're the worst of the worst. Are you not saddened by all the pain you've caused your daughter?
Of course, I had always wanted my daughter to be happy, but I never had a daughter that wanted her mother to be happy. And don't worry, because I'm not your mom anymore, just like you've been asking.
Dad, help me please. My mom has a grudge against me now and is making up lies. Can you please tell your son to not divorce me at least? You told me ever since I became your daughter you've been so happy, right?
I'm sorry, Kelsey, but I already know everything.
And everything that you know is that woman's delusion.
Her delusion? But I had seen the face of your mother after you had punched her in the eye. Do you really think that I could see that as a lie for the type of person that you really are?
Huh? Why did you see my mom when she's only a janitor?
Of course, it's surprising to think that a CEO would be aware of all his janitors like I am. But Kelsey, your mom and her and I go way back, Kelsey.
Her and you?
Yes, your deceased father was my close friend, and I think I remember once seeing you at the funeral for him, although you were a lot younger then, and you were crying the whole time, so I never really had a chance to confirm who you were.
I remember the funeral. And I remember a man standing right in front of his grave after he was buried that cried and cried all day. Was that person you?
He was me, and that's why your mother and I have been close ever since. But she never once thought of getting married again, instead sacrificing everything of hers to make sure that she could raise you right. And since I was so close to her husband, I made it my goal to support her as she raised you, even to the length of giving her the job that she has now. And that job is the one that you keep on making fun of her for.
But isn't being a janitor one of the dirtiest and lowest jobs out there? I bet the only reason you gave her that job is because she was too stupid to do anything else, right?
Do not make such claims about your mother or I. And although you can't seem to understand it, I can see that your mother is one of the most important people around.
Huh? There's just no way.
Are you sure? If you'd like to come and give being a janitor a try for this company, we'll see how hard she works to keep everything going smoothly here. She's amazing with all of our cleaning techniques, and at the moment, because of those reasons, she's the manager of the Marina Group's janitors.
Huh? That woman is the manager?
Yeah. She's always been making sure that my headquarters is looking perfect. And so now I have her managing all the other janitors and making sure any new hires are trained properly. She's even willing to do tasks outside of her job requirements, and everyone here respects her for that. Not only as her CEO, but as the man who's known her for so long, I think that she is one of the most amazing women to have ever entered my company.
That can't be.
You made it clear that you hated her for her career, and that you never wanted her to be your mom because you couldn't see all the work that she put in for you. In other words, you've been making fun of and hurting the woman that I promised your dad I'd keep safe and support. I cannot let my son stay married to anyone like you, and so this is the end for you.
You're wrong. I never knew that my mom was doing that amazing at her job.
Even after all you've done to us, you still want to try and make excuses? I don't want you anywhere near my son or your mother. If you do ever come near them, I'll have the police called and you taken to jail.
Wait, Dad, please listen to what I have to say about this. Mom, help me! Right now, I'm in court for the divorce, and it looks like all those other men from the past want to sue me now. And because of the victims report you handed in, my life is going to be pretty much over.
And that's what you had been wishing for. I never planned on taking that report down. And now I'm going to make sure that you pay me a settlement as well as pay for all my medical bills, so prepare yourself.
But I don't have that kind of money on me. Please forgive me for whatever I did.
I will not. I have a responsibility to make sure that the daughter I raised is properly punished for the way she's acted. And now that you've gone and told me I'm not your mother anymore, I will not go easy on you. Now I want no more messages coming from you anymore. You are just a stranger now, so acting this way is extremely rude to me.
Wait! Hey, please come help me. I'll do anything for you. Somebody come and save me.
After that, Chelsea was told that she would have to pay a settlement to quite a few people, but on top of that, she would also have to be on parole for a year. She was not happy about hearing that from the judge and tried really hard to run from them, but she soon realized that the police were all around her. That didn't stop her though, and in an attempt to get around them, she punched one of the police in the face, only to be tackled by 3 more and dragged out of the courtroom. For 6 months after that, she had to serve time for assaulting an officer, but was released early and placed on 2 years of parole. However, getting out of jail was not easy on her, and she still has to pay off all the settlements, which she chose to borrow a lot of money in order to do so. But even without the stress of the settlements themselves looming over her, she now needed to pay off the money that she borrowed. So now she's working day and night at a couple of different places, trying her best to make all she can. But because of the way she treats everyone and acts within the building she's been working in, she's been demoted to being the janitor in all of them. She has now learned that there's no good side or bad side to being a janitor, and that it's all up to the person in said position to make a good or bad name for themselves. I know that she has to work long days making whatever money she can, but I hope, as my last wish for her as her mother, that she will one day find a way out of having to work so much and can go back to a normal life where she has time to breathe. As for myself, I can see that even with all I gave trying to raise her right, she still turned out far worse than I could have ever imagined. But as a lot of my friends around me have said, I cannot blame myself for raising someone that was never willing to respect me in the first place.
Hey, I heard that you were going to be getting married from Mom. So, tell me, who's the lucky guy? Probably some poor sap really down on his luck, huh?
Hey there, sis. Glad to see that you're as rude as ever. I guess that means you must be doing well then, right?
So it is true. Are you really going to be getting married? What's the person like? I bet they're just some scammer after your money. Who else would want to marry you?
Can you please just cut it out already, Teresa? I mean, we haven't talked in ages and this is how you greet your little sister? I thought you might have been just a little more excited to hear that I was getting married. Or is it that your life is going so horribly that you have nothing better to do but take others down?
You wish that were the case, dork. I just want to remind you that no matter how hard you try, you'll never be happy. Especially not as happy as I am with my amazing husband. You're just a bottom-dwelling piece of trash, and nothing is going to change that.
Okay, did you message me because you wanted to talk about something, or is this it? Because I never remember even asking you to message me for anything. If you want to congratulate me on my wedding, then do so and leave me alone.
Oh, right, that reminds me. I heard about where it was that you were going to be holding your wedding.
I guess news really does travel fast these days, doesn't it?
You really think that your wedding is going to be good enough to make it worth holding at a place like that? What are you, a moron or something?
What are you even talking about, Teresa? If you have a problem with where I'm holding my wedding, then you should just come out and say it. Why are you even acting like this anyways? We're both adults, but sometimes it feels like I'm the only one who acts like it.
Oh, really? You think you're so much more mature than me, huh? Well, I think that you're just getting upset because you know that what I'm saying is true.
I really don't think that at all. Like, even one bit.
All I'm saying is that the place you got for your wedding is way too good for the likes of you. And just how many people are you going to be inviting anyways? You seriously need to learn your place.
Wait a second. Are you just mad about where I'm getting married because it's in a bigger venue than where you did?
Don't be ridiculous. Do you really think I would let myself be bothered by something so stupid? I just think that you're getting a bit uppity and need to stay where you belong.
Oh, I see. Well, in that case, I don't think there's anything to be worried about. My fiancé made the reservations, and I think most of the guests there are going to be his anyways. He was going to be inviting friends and family, but also some people from his work as well as business partners. Does that make you feel better about the whole thing?
So what? Your husband works for some kind of big company or something like that? Is that your way of trying to brag about him to me?
No, he doesn't work for a company or anything like that at all.
Wait, what? So then he's just a freelancer or something like that then?
No, he's not that either. He just invests in the stock market and makes money that way. I don't really know all the details personally.
Wait, what? Is that the best you could come up with? So, basically, you're getting married to some small-time freelancer, and you think I'm not going to go after you for that.
Well, it would certainly mean a lot to me if you didn't bully me for who I'm going to marry. I don't really see how who I marry or where I do is really any concern of yours. So I think you'd be better off just not worrying about that at all.
You really are a stupid little girl, do you know that? Sometimes I wish I could live in the fantasy world that you've made for yourself.
I'm sorry, Teresa, but putting down others isn't going to change anything about your own life. Maybe you should just worry about your own stuff and leave me alone. Anyways, when I have more details about the wedding, I'll let you know. But don't think you're under any obligation to be there. I would hate for you to lower yourself just for me.
I found out who your husband is, Max.
What are you talking about this time, Teresa?
I really couldn't believe that it was him when I saw what he was wearing while going out into town. You really did marry some lowly little freelancer, didn't you?
Teresa, I really think you have no idea what you're even talking about.
No. I went around where you live and I saw your husband going out. At first I was like, is that really her husband? I mean, I thought that you didn't have any sense of fashion, but this guy looked like he might have been homeless or something. Just what state could your home be in, I wonder?
Well, he works at home and was probably just going out to buy some lunch for himself. Is that really so weird to do? And just what are you doing coming around where I live to spy on us? That's pretty creepy, you know?
Creepy? How is it creepy for your older sister to see how you're living?
Well, I guess I don't really mind since we're going to be moving out soon, but still, can you quit creeping around us?
I knew it! I knew that you were too embarrassed to tell me about your husband because he's just some shut-in slob. Do our parents know that you're marrying this guy?
I didn't think I needed their permission to marry who I want. But what I do want is for you to quit creeping around my house and spying on me.
Man, I sure am glad that I married the man that I did. If I married some creepy-looking loser like you, I don't know how I would live with myself.
You seriously just need to learn to mind your own business and stay out of mine.
Hey there, sis. Just wanted to let you know that we won't be showing up to your wedding today.
Are you kidding me? The wedding starts in 10 minutes, Teresa.
That sounds like a you problem. You should just be grateful that I said anything to you at all. I know all about how you're just holding this wedding to scam people via wedding gifts. You just want everyone to buy you expensive stuff so that you can go and sell it all online and make a little money, huh? Well, my husband and I are just sitting here laughing at the state of your life right now.
And just where in the world did you get the idea that that was happening? It seems to me like you're very quick to judge about things you know nothing about. But are you seriously not going to show up to my wedding at all? Did you seriously just last minute cancel on your own sister's wedding?
It sure seems that way, doesn't it? But this is what you get for forgetting your place and trying to be something that you're not.
Well, thank you so much for texting me to remind me of that. And fine, don't show up. Have it your way.
I bet you two are dressed in just some of the shabbiest wedding clothes ever known to man. I can almost see it now. Man, what a sad, pathetic sight it's got to be.
Well, then don't bother coming. It sounds to me like you've already made up your mind about that.
I bet we're not the only ones who canceled. Who would even want to be there for you anyways?
Well, actually, things are going great, and there are even a few famous people at this great venue we booked. So we don't want or need your company.
Famous people? Is that supposed to be a joke?
No, it's not a joke. In fact, I just want you to know that I don't even think of you as my sister anymore. So even if you tried to come in, you wouldn't be able to. If you're curious for answers, maybe you should Google my husband's name and see what comes up.
Max, what the heck is the meaning of all this, huh? Why aren't I being let into your wedding? What the heck is going on?
I already told you that you wouldn't be able to get in if you tried, didn't I?
But you were being serious about that?
Of course I was. I didn't want you here ruining the day, not just for me, but for Mom and Dad, too. And just what are you doing showing up so late to my wedding anyways?
What am I doing? I want to know what you're doing. You said your husband was an investor, but when I Googled him, a bunch of TV clips came up where he's being interviewed about the market. I had no idea he was such a big deal in the finance world. Even I've heard of him, and I don't even follow that kind of news.
Okay, well, thank you for telling me that, but what do you want me to do about it? You already knew what he looked like when you were spying on us, although he normally isn't dressed like that when he goes on TV.
But I had no idea what he even looked like, much less what he looked like in street clothes. And I had no idea that you were going to be marrying such a rich guy. But that means that you have to just be marrying him for his money, right? This is all just part of a big plot of yours, isn't it?
Can you please just give it a rest already, Teresa?
What do you mean by that?
I mean that I work as an editor for a rather large business magazine. That's how we met. We bonded over mutual interests, and now we're getting married, and that's it.
But you're really just after him for his money, right? You should have introduced me to him when you met him. I'm a way better match for him than you are.
You literally had no idea who he was until just a moment ago. Can you please stop acting like you're owed anything?
But it isn't fair! I'm way prettier than you! Why do you get a husband like that?
I don't know what you want me to say to that. He is marrying me because he loves me, and that's that. If anyone is thinking about marrying someone just for the money, it's you. You had no interest in my fiancé at all until you found out who he really was. Don't try and lump me in with people like you.
What do you mean? Why are you being so mean to me? I didn't even do anything.
Except that you've been putting down my husband while knowing nothing about him, despite the fact that you've also been stalking us like a creep. So if you want to know why you're not being let into our wedding, you can start there.
But you're my sister? I have to be there at your wedding.
I thought I already told you that you aren't my sister anymore. I want nothing to do with you ever again. Got it?
You think you can treat me like this just because you're getting married to a rich guy? Well, I'll just steal him right from under you. What do you think of that?
I think that you're talking nonsense and you don't even realize what you're saying. And that's just another reason why we're not letting you in. You're just here to make a big scene and ruin my wedding.
But I haven't even done anything wrong. How can you just accuse me like that?
We literally hired security for our wedding with you showing up and trying to do something like you are right now in mind. All you're doing is embarrassing yourself right now. Why don't you save some of your pride and just go home already, Teresa?
But this isn't fair! I got dressed up and came all the way here, and now you're telling me that you're not going to let me in? It's outrageous. How could you do this to me? All I did was cancel at the last minute. Is that really so bad?
I think that you only have yourself to blame for all of this, and that it's not fair for you to act like I'm being unfair right now. Just leave and save yourself more embarrassment. You're being filmed by the security cameras, you know.
But I really want to go to your wedding now that I knew famous people are going to be there. You have to introduce me to someone, please.
Aren't you married?
Forget about that. What about after the wedding is over? Is there going to be a reception somewhere? Maybe I can just meet you all there, right? Please tell me where to go.
Just go home already, Teresa. You know, this wedding might show up in some newspapers somewhere. Can you please just go before people find out that we're related? You're going to embarrass me and our family.
Excuse me. I'm going to embarrass our family. How dare you look down on me like that? Who do you think you are? You know, Mom and Dad reached out to me after I told you I wasn't going to your wedding, and they told me to never contact them again. You're trying to cut me out of your life when I didn't even do anything. My life's falling apart right now, and it's all your fault. You have to help me out somehow.
Why should I help you out with anything when this is all your fault?
What do you mean by that? That doesn't make any sense.
I really don't know what you even think I can do for you at this point. There are already rumors flying around the wedding about the crazy lady asking to be let in. There would be no point in joining the wedding now. The best you can do is just turn around and go home to save face. All you're doing now is making yourself look bad.
I'm the one making me look bad. You've got some nerve telling that to me. This is all your fault, you little brat.
I don't have time for this anymore. I know that you've built yourself up by tearing me down, but I am not going to stand for it anymore. I am cutting you out of my life. Please never, ever contact me again. Just leave me alone, Teresa.
But what about the wedding? I still want in. You can't just turn me away like this. I'm really sorry for canceling last minute, but please?
I've already given you my answer. Now please go home and get out of my life. After that, I just started ignoring my sister's texts. As she got more and more frustrated with not being let into the venue, she began acting out more and more. It got to the point where people began filming her antics and uploading them online, where she became somewhat viral. Her newfound popularity from screaming to be let inside of this celebrity wedding was enough to affect her husband, who was quickly identified after she went viral. It didn't take long after that for him to ask Teresa for a divorce. With no husband or family willing to talk to her, Teresa was left all alone. I'm sure she tried reaching out to me for help, but I had already blocked her on all social media, and she had no way of contacting me. Teresa hadn't worked since getting married and so had no savings of her own to speak of. I really have no idea what happened to her since then, but I've put her behind me and have concentrated on my own happiness with my loving husband and parents.
Hey, Monica, I just remembered something and I wanted to check. Your mom's a single mom, right? She hasn't remarried recently, has she?
Why are you asking about my mom all of a sudden? Yeah, she hasn't remarried since my dad. Do you think she should get remarried? I think she's doing pretty fine by herself.
So she's still single. This is really bad.
What? I don't understand what's so bad about it. You should know why she won't remarry. What does her being single have to do with anything?
We're meeting my parents tomorrow, remember? I was thinking about it, and your mom came to mind, and, well, my dad doesn't like that sort of thing.
What do you mean, that sort of thing? I don't understand what you're trying to say. Can you be a bit more specific so I can understand? Though, I have a feeling I'm not going to be happy about it.
My dad doesn't like single mother families.
What? Dean! Don't be silly! Are you just messing around so I won't feel as nervous about meeting him tomorrow? Thanks, but be a little more serious, will you? Tomorrow's really important for us.
No, I'm being completely serious. He doesn't like families that are kind of, incomplete. He doesn't accept them as being real families. He believes that the ideal is a nuclear family. He's always saying that single mothers should at least make an effort to remarry and have a man in the house, and that otherwise they're just being lazy. I know that it's ridiculous, and of course I don't agree with him, but it might be a good idea to not tell him about your mom.
What? You're not joking? That is beyond ridiculous. Make an effort to remarry? Maybe he'll change his mind when he finds out the reasons some women choose not to remarry. Also, you realize that we're going to meet them tomorrow to tell them about our engagement, right? Do you really think that we can hide the truth for our entire marriage after we lie about my mom's relationship status? And in the first place, why should we have to lie about my family? I accept your family as it is, and you should do the same. I can't believe your dad still actually thinks like that. And even if it's difficult for him to change the way he thinks, fine, that's his opinion. But there's no reason why it should affect the way you choose to live.
Yeah, I know, but my dad is strict about that kind of stuff. You don't understand because you haven't met him yet. If you want to get married, you'll have to keep quiet about it, okay? Please? It just makes things complicated if he finds out about your mom.
Dean, I'm sorry, but I can't do that. It's impossible. He's bound to find out sooner or later, and it'll get even more complicated when he does. He'll feel as though we tricked him into accepting me as his family. Don't you think it would be much worse than telling him straight that he'll have to accept that not everyone has a dad? So, I'm going to tell him the truth. If he doesn't like it, then fine. That won't change how we feel about each other, right?
What? You're gonna tell him? Monica, I really don't think that's a good idea. I don't think we should tell him. If we tell him, there's no telling what he might do.
Dean, do you really want to marry me? If you love me for who I am and accept me how I am, then isn't that good enough for your parents? Are you really happy to lie about me when you introduce me to your dad? 'Cause I think it's wrong. It's not fair to me, and it's not fair to your dad. You just want to lie now so that you can avoid conflict, but down the line, there'll be conflict anyway if you lie to him.
Well, yeah, you might be right. I understand where you're coming from, I really do. It's just that you really don't know my dad. Trust me, it's better if we don't tell him anything.
What are you so afraid of? You're not going to be alone when you tell him. I'll be right there with you. We're doing this together, remember?
Yeah, I know that. I've always been scared of my dad. And what he thinks of me, what he might think if I don't do things the way he wants. That's why I've always done my best to make sure that he stays happy. And I've avoided doing things that he might not approve of.
I get that it's hard to go against your dad's wishes. But this is your life. And it's going to be our life together. Do you really want to ruin our first step together by lying to your dad? I don't. So let's tell him. It'll be okay. I'm going to have dinner and get ready for tomorrow. So I'll message you tomorrow morning. I'm looking forward to it.
Please don't say anything unnecessary tomorrow.
Unnecessary? Are you being serious? You think that telling the truth about my mom is unnecessary? Whatever. Dean, I'm going to be myself when I see your dad tomorrow. I hope that you'll sort out your priorities tonight, and we'll come to see that that's the best way forward too, for both of us.
You've got some nerve thinking that some worthless girl like you has any right to marry my son. You're beneath him, do you understand me? You were brought up by a single mother. If you don't have a father, then that makes you inferior. I don't know what got into Dean and made him think that it would be okay to marry scum like you, but I know that it's all your fault. You must have seduced him. I wouldn't be surprised, since that must be the reason why your mother got pregnant with you, and the reason why you don't have a father.
Can you hear yourself? You're talking nonsense. You don't know a single thing about me and my mom. You're saying that I must have seduced him because my mother is single right now? What you're saying is so irrational, I don't even know how to explain how wrong you are. And you're the scum here. Do you understand what you did?
Let me make this easier for someone like you to understand. You must have heard from Dean that I run a company, right? What I'm trying to say is my son is the heir to the business. One day he's going to be running my company, and I can't just let him marry a woman beneath him. It would ruin the reputation my company has. I guess my warnings about the type of woman he should choose to marry weren't enough for him. I'm disappointed that he let himself be caught by a woman like you, but that's more your fault than it is his. To think that he would actually bring a woman that doesn't even have a father. I'm surprised you actually thought that I would accept you as my daughter-in-law. You must be really underestimating me. I own a company. You could never meet my standards.
You're the one that's underestimating me. Do you really think I'll let you get away with this? I can't believe someone like you actually exists. I never once imagined that I would be punched by my own fiancé's father. And just because I told you that my mother is currently living alone, you didn't even let me tell you why my dad isn't with us. And you think you can say that I'm going to ruin your company's reputation? You've already ruined it yourself, if anything. You're a danger to society if you think it's okay to use violence to convey how you feel about something.
For a woman like you, a little discipline is necessary in order to keep you in place. People like you don't understand that things are common sense to company owners and powerful men like me, so you need to be taught things the hard way, with pain. Do you understand now why you're not good enough for my son?
A little discipline? Do you understand that I needed stitches for the cut that I got when you hit me?
What? Seriously? You needed stitches for that? I didn't even hit you that hard. How fragile are you? This is why women like you are so problematic. You start playing the victim when all I was doing was giving you a lesson on life and your place in it.
It's not a matter of how hard you hit me. The problem is that you shouldn't have hit me at all. It's unforgivable. You don't seem to understand the gravity of the situation, so let me make it easy for someone like you to understand. You are going to regret what you did for the rest of your life. I'll make sure you answer for it. I swear. I don't care what it takes. I'm going to end you. You can say goodbye to your reputation, because you and your company are going down.
What are you talking about? What can someone like you do to a CEO like me? Were you planning on reporting it to the police and pressing charges? Maybe cry to the press and get some interviews? Hoping to get some compensation in the process? I advise you not to. You're too poor. Do you really think that someone of your meager means can stand up to a man like me? Do you need me to give you another lesson on your place in society? Because it looks like the first one didn't get through so well.
Are you threatening me so that I don't report you? You're despicable.
No, I'm telling you that if you don't press charges, you won't need it. But you know what? I'm feeling better than I did earlier. I guess that I got everything out of my system when I hit you. It's a shame that you're still not good enough for him, but I'll let you marry Dean. Happy now? I'm welcoming you to my family, so don't report anything to the police. Otherwise, you'll be the one to regret it.
What? So now you'll accept me as your daughter-in-law? Just so that you won't get reported to the police? You are threatening me, after all. All you've done since we met a few hours ago is try to intimidate me and use violence to control me. And you think that that will work?
Of course it will. Someone like you doesn't have any other choice but to follow my orders. And you want to marry my son, don't you? Then that's even more reason for you to not report me. I don't think Dean will be happy if his fiancée gets his own father arrested, especially if he understands that I only taught you a lesson for his sake. The second you report me to the police, your engagement to Dean is over. I won't let him marry an uneducated, disobedient woman like you. You should be more thankful. I'm giving you a chance. You wanted to be the wife of a CEO one day, didn't you? You can be if you do as I say. But if you report me, that dream of yours will be over. And I'll crush you so hard that you'll wish you'd never stood up to me in the first place. Are you really okay with that? I can't promise that your mother won't be affected by the pressure I put on you.
You're a terrible person. I can't believe that you'd try to use Dean and my mother against me just so that I won't report you to the police. Just because you own a company and have some money doesn't mean that you can use other people's weaknesses to control them. But thankfully, neither Dean nor my mother are my weaknesses. You can dangle my engagement to Dean in front of me all you want, but I have no intention of getting hooked. So, how about you apologize to me properly?
What, you want me to apologize? For what? I have nothing to apologize for, the least of all to you. I haven't done anything wrong.
You assaulted me, Marvin. I think it's a matter of course that you apologize and pay for what you've done. Well, even if you do apologize, nothing will change my mind about reporting you. But don't you think you should show more sincerity? Honestly, if you're like this in your personal life, I can't imagine what you must be like to work under. I suggest you apologize right now, before this affects your company.
What are you talking about? How can this affect my company? I told you, even if you report me, you can't win against me. You're just a poor girl from a family without a father. What could you possibly achieve in a court case against me, when I can afford the best lawyers and can afford to ruin you and your mother? There's no point threatening me when you have nothing on me. I'm telling you, I'll let you marry my son, so you should think of this as me giving you a second chance. Why don't you show me some gratitude? Or are you too uneducated to do even that? I'm warning you, don't file that report to the police. You'll lose Dean, your future, everything. Don't underestimate my influence. Do you really want to do something so reckless? You have no chance against me.
You're the one that's threatening me.
Clearly you don't understand the power of money. Even if you did report me to the police, I can easily shut it down with my wealth. That's why you should do as I say, and thank me for allowing you to marry Dean. Now that's decided, we're family, and you can't report me to the police. Do you understand?
So, let me get this straight. You really think that it was okay to punch me because I'm from a single mother household? You must be out of your mind. What problem do you have with single mothers? Were you brought up by a single mother yourself? And she happened to be less motherly than you expected her to be? And that made you despise the idea? Because if that's the case, I might be more sympathetic towards you. But I still have to tell you you're wrong.
I don't despise single mothers. I just don't think that they're good enough to raise successful children. I was raised in a proper family, thank God, and look at me now. As for you, what do you have? In a worst-case scenario, you might have become a criminal. I don't like the idea of a woman like you getting close to my son, but I'll close my eyes to your faults. It's a shame that I couldn't find a worthier woman for him, but I'll let you marry Dean. You'll have to hide your background, of course, so keep that in mind. If you let anyone know the truth, it'll ruin my reputation.
I don't understand what you're talking about. You seriously think that people knowing about my mother being single will be more damaging to you than the fact that you punched me?
You still don't understand? Do I really have to spell it out for you? I punched you because I couldn't forgive the idea of a woman like you having the nerve to think that you could ever be good enough for my son. But luckily for you, I'm going to give you a chance. You can marry him as long as you don't report anything to the police.
You're telling me to keep quiet? And you expect me to accept you as my father-in-law even though you punched me?
I'm telling you to do as I say, it's simple! Someone like you doesn't have the power to think or do anything for herself anyway, so just follow my orders.
You must be an idiot if you think that I'm just going to say yes and continue as though nothing ever happened.
What did you say?
I'm saying that you've really pissed me off, and I have no intentions of obeying your ridiculous orders, you piece of trash. I'm going to get my revenge and make you experience hell for what you did to me.
What are you talking about? You can't do anything to me! You're the one who should take care not to anger me. I can end you. I only have to give the word. A woman like you isn't allowed to stand up to a powerful man like me. I can crush you without lifting a finger. Not to mention that I can make things difficult for your mother, too.
Do you really think you can do something like that? You should think a little more carefully before you make such irresponsible comments. I don't want to marry your son anyway, so I'm going to report you to the police. I told you, you can't use Dean as bait to coerce me into doing anything.
What? Weren't you listening to what I said? Or are you so stupid that you've already forgotten? I'll let you marry him. There's no point in threatening me, because I can ruin you. You'll regret ever talking back to me. You'll be begging me for mercy.
You're the one that's going to be begging me for forgiveness when you realize what punching me will cost you. And why on earth would you think that I would still want to marry Dean? I don't want him, and you can keep him. Find some other woman that's willing to marry a coward like that.
I'm giving you my approval! I'm allowing you to marry him! How can you say that you don't want to marry him anymore? A woman like you doesn't get to reject my son. You should be the one that gets thrown away! But I'm being gracious enough to allow you to. Don't you want to become the wife of a CEO? You'll lose the chance to become rich and live comfortably! You'll lose all of that if you dare report me to the police!
Whoever said I wanted to become a CEO's wife and live rich? That's all your imagination. That's what you think I want because you're prejudiced against people who only have a single parent. Besides, even if I wanted to become the CEO of a wee company like yours, there's a limit to how rich I could get. I hear that your company's on the verge of bankruptcy, and it's my understanding that it's got something to do with the better-than-thou attitude you're always dragging around.
What did you say? Did you just call my company weak? My company? You don't know the first thing about what it takes to run a company. Don't talk to me like that!
Of course I'm talking about your company. Who else is there to talk to on this chat? So, no matter how many times you say that you'll allow me to marry Dean, thanks, but no thanks. I don't want him. He didn't even try to stand up for me when you punched me. He sat there, looking uncomfortable. I suppose that's how you've raised him, to never stand up to you. But I never thought that he would just sit and watch me get punched and not even try to stop you. I was shocked at the time, but I realized that he's always been like that and he'll never change. I'm not shocked or sad anymore, just disappointed. And I can't marry a man like that, so keep him. I already let him know, and he made quite the fuss about it, but nothing's going to bring me back. Are we clear on that?
You're not going to marry him? Then what was the point of me giving you my approval? You can't be serious. You don't have the right to reject him. You're going to marry my son, and that's final. You don't have the right to argue back to me.
This conversation's going around in circles. At first you were refusing to even accept me as your son's fiancé, and then you found out that I was planning to report you to the police, and you began to insist that I had no choice but to marry Dean. You're just saying whatever suits you at that point in time. Who in their right mind would want to marry a man like that and become the daughter-in-law to a man like you? It looks like Dean is still sending me messages begging me to get back together, but it's meaningless. I don't even want to look at him. I don't want to spend a single second by his side. I am not marrying him, and that's my final decision. I'm going to file this report to the police, and you will answer for what you did. The both of you make me sick.
How dare you talk about my son and I like that? You're just a woman from an incomplete family. You don't have any right to talk to me like that.
Oh, before I forget, I've already given in my report to the police. I'm sure there will be someone coming to question you in the next few hours.
What? You've already told the police? You can't be serious!
It's thanks to my mother. She rushed down to see me while I was still in the hospital getting my stitches, and then she took me home. She has an acquaintance in the local police station and called them to let them know what happened. She's also prepared a lawyer to advise us on how to go forward with the case. We're ready to fight you in court.
Didn't I warn you not to do that? I told you! Even if I did take it to court, I'll crush you with my team of lawyers! Neither you nor your mom can afford a lawyer good enough to beat the people that I have lined up to defend me. You should take back those charges before it's too late! You should have just given in and married Dean when I said that I would give you my approval. You ruined your own life by doing this!
Why do you think that we're poor just because my mother is single? Really? How outdated can your brain get? There's a limit to how ignorant you can be.
I'm warning you, don't anger me any further! Say one more disrespectful thing to me and you will be finished! And on average, people with single mothers are poor!
You shouldn't let something as vague as an average influence on how you think about an entire group of people. You might be shocked to hear this, but it seems you're actually very familiar with my mother. I understand that your company has contracts with a large number of other businesses, but there's one company that you're very dependent on and rely on for 70% of your contracts. I wonder what would happen if you were to be cut off from that supply of work. Funnily enough, my mother owns that very company I'm talking about.
What?
My mother is the CEO of the company your company works for. She was furious to hear that you had assaulted me, and is saying that she plans to end all contracts with your company. I'm not surprised that she'd react like that. You gave me a cut that needed stitches with a punch that was unprovoked and can never be justified as self-defense. Of course, she wouldn't be able to forgive you as a mother and as a businesswoman that takes pride in showing integrity in and out of work. I told you that you should apologize, but you refused. And that just proved to my mother that you weren't going to change, and that you lack the responsibility expected of a company owner.
What are you talking about? There's no point trying to scare me with lies like that. It's impossible! There's no way your mother owns a company. She's not even married! How can a woman like that be running a business?
What's so wrong about a woman raising a child and running a business all by herself? And since you wouldn't let me explain earlier before you punched me, let me make it clear now. My mom always hasn't been single. My dad passed away 10 years ago, and she hasn't remarried because she hasn't found anyone she wants to marry, or loves more than she loved my dad. You undermine mothers that are single because you assume that they must be defective. But in actual fact, my mother has continued running the business that she and my father started together ever since he passed away, all while raising me, and she's been very successful. Whether single out of choice or not, single mothers can be successful and can raise wonderful children, and the opposite is also true. But don't assume that you'll always be better than them. Maybe it'll be easier for you to accept reality if I tell you that the company she owns is NE Holdings. Didn't you know that the owner was a single mother?
You're kidding. You're just making that up. You can't be her daughter. You should keep your delusions to yourself. There's no way that you could be related to her. Stop messing around.
I'm not messing around. I'm being very serious. Haven't you gotten any calls from your office yet? I'm pretty sure my mom's already made a few calls to them about canceling all of the active contracts you have. She's pretty pumped up to force your company into bankruptcy. I don't know the details, so I suggest you hurry up and contact your office and find out what's going on. I'm afraid it looks like your threats were all bark and no bite, and you'll be the one that's going to end up being crushed.
Wait a minute. I got a message from my office. They're saying that your mother canceled all the contracts that we have with her company? You gotta be joking! How am I supposed to keep our business running if we don't have any work? What have you done? You've got to stop this! I didn't know that your mother was the owner of NE Holdings. I wouldn't have done it if I knew, I swear! You've got to believe me! Why didn't you tell me? If only you had told me in the beginning, I would have welcomed you into my family without any argument. You should have just told me. It was your own fault for not being honest with me. Of course I wouldn't have reacted like that if I knew who you were. I mean, I just thought that you were a woman who had been brought up by a single-parent household. It's not like I punched you because I had anything against your mother. You can't do this to my company.
Marvin, how about you shut up for a second and think about what you did?
What did you say to me?
It doesn't matter who I am. You shouldn't have punched me. Who my mother is besides the point. Listen carefully. It's very simple. You shouldn't punch people. Do you understand me? Even if I was poor, even if my mother raised me by herself for part of my life, that doesn't give you any reason to punch me or anyone else. You're going to get what you deserve for punching me, and that's that. You ruined your own reputation by assaulting me. You must be really stupid if you think that this is in any way my fault. I don't even understand how you managed to build your own business if that's the common sense you've lived by up until now. I pity the people that have to work for you. But I guess they'll be free after your company goes bankrupt and is bought up by my mother. At the very least, your employees won't have to lose their jobs because of your stupidity. It's enough to just ruin your life.
I'm very sorry.
Excuse me?
I don't know how I can apologize enough for my behavior. I shouldn't have acted on impulse like that. It was very wrong of me, and I'm sincerely very sorry for punching you. I'm sorry that I caused you so much trouble and so much injury. I wasn't thinking properly when I punched you. I wish I could take it back. I'm extremely embarrassed about my behavior, and I promise to reflect on it so something like this will never happen again. So would you please forgive me?
What are you talking about? You can't honestly think that I'll forgive you if you start apologizing now. Where was that speech when I first asked you to apologize? Why couldn't you apologize to me before you knew who my mother was? It's too late to expect me to forgive you. Unfortunately, the fact that you're only apologizing now just proves how lacking you are in sincerity. You only want to save yourself from everything that's going to happen after you lose your company. But, sadly for you, I have no intention of forgiving you. And I am not going to marry your son, so you're going to have to accept your punishment. Your company is finished. Just thinking about what I would have to suffer if I did marry Dean makes me shiver. But I'm glad I'm free of that.
Please don't do that. Forgive me, I'll do anything. Please just don't take my company away from me. It's all I have.
If you really thought that your reputation and your company was that important, you should have thought about that before you did something as stupid as punching me. Don't you understand that as a member of society, you have a responsibility to treat others with respect? And that in your position, your words and actions are scrutinized? Well, even if I warn you of that now, it's far too late. As early as tomorrow, you'll lose your company and you'll no longer be the CEO. But that has nothing to do with me anymore. You're nothing to me.
Please don't say something that cold. We were just about to become father and daughter-in-law. Dean still loves you, and he's saying that he still wants to marry you. If you could just forgive me and take him back, I think that we could become a very happy family. I can learn from my mistakes, and I'll make sure to treat you as though you're my own daughter. I'll even pay for the hospital fees and give you however much you want as compensation. Anything to make you happy. Please, can't we work things out? We don't even have to involve my company. I'm begging you.
No matter how much you beg, no. We can't work things out. I already tried that, but you threw it back in my face because, according to you, I'm not worthy. Remember? You're seriously mistaken about a lot of things.
Mistaken? About what?
First of all, that either me or my mother could honestly accept an apology like that after you insulted us both so much today. and you crossed the line by punching me. You also seem to think that everything will be okay if you just apologize and act like you're sorry. But if you don't even understand why what you did was wrong, then there's nothing you can do to save yourself. You can start reflecting on your actions all you want, but it's too little, too late. Your life is over. You're going to be arrested for assault. So, I suggest you hurry up and accept that you're going to lose your position whether my mom ends contracts with your company or not.
I'm going to be arrested? Oh, that's going way too far. You're making a big deal out of nothing.
Out of nothing? Are we talking about the same nothing? The nothing I had to get stitches for? Why don't you listen to me and shut up? You're just making things worse for yourself the more you talk. You're going to be arrested, and your company is going bankrupt. Your life is over, just like I warned you it would when I first told you to apologize. And it's all your own fault. This all began because you had ridiculous prejudices against me, and mistakenly thought that they justified punching me.
Please wait! All I'm asking for is one more chance, please! I'll pay you for anything you want me to. Just please don't take my company away from me!
I'm afraid I already have money, so I don't want yours. You'll just have to do your best and deal your time in prison. You said a lot of things about single mothers and belittled them for raising problem children that would eventually turn into criminals. But it looks like men like you cause much more harm to society with your egotistical and self-righteous attitudes. What do you think? You're the man that lost his company and became a criminal in one day, despite being brought up by both parents. In the end, Marvin was reported to the police for assaulting Monica and was arrested soon after. Monica's mother used her powers at NE Holdings to cancel all the contracts that they had with Marvin's company and bought up his company when they went bankrupt. Marvin's life had fallen apart before his very eyes, and he really had been shown hell. Moreover, Dean was upset that Monica wouldn't marry him, and blamed his father for everything, despite partly being at fault himself. Dean even cut ties with his own father, and wouldn't help Marvin no matter how much his father begged him to. Dean's mother also found out about what happened between Marvin and Monica later on, and demanded a divorce, saying that she was embarrassed to have married someone that would dare discriminate against single mothers. She took everything he still had to his name in the divorce, leaving him with absolutely nothing in the world. But he really only has himself to blame, since he was the one that went so far as to assault someone. He got what he deserves, so he'll just have to use this as a chance to learn how to treat other people with more respect.